The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting long shadows across the weathered planks of the pier as Miles Johnson, a wealthy widower, stood gazing out at the restless sea. His mind was consumed with thoughts of the past, memories of his late wife Doris haunting him like the lingering fog that clung to the shoreline. Lost in his reverie, Miles barely noticed the figure approaching him, a woman with dark hair and piercing blue eyes, her demeanor as enigmatic as the ocean itself. "Mr. Johnson," she called, her voice carrying on the salty breeze. Miles turned to face her, his brow furrowing with curiosity. "Yes, that's me," he replied, his voice tinged with wariness. "Can I help you?" The woman extended a slender hand, a small smile playing at the corners of her lips. "My name is Elena Castillo," she introduced herself. "I'm a private investigator, and I've been hired to find you." Miles' eyes widened in surprise, his mind racing with questions. "Find me? Why?" Elena hesitated, her gaze flickering with uncertainty. "I'm afraid I can't discuss the details here," she explained cryptically. "But if you'll come with me, I can explain everything." Miles felt a ripple of unease wash over him at her words, but something in Elena's demeanor reassured him, a sense of determination and resolve that mirrored his own. With a nod of agreement, Miles followed Elena down the pier, his footsteps echoing against the weathered wood as they disappeared into the gathering darkness. As they walked, Elena explained the circumstances surrounding her search for Miles, revealing that it was connected to a case she was investigating involving a missing person. Miles listened intently, his curiosity piqued by the mysterious nature of the situation. Upon reaching Elena's car, they embarked on a journey through the winding streets of the coastal town, the headlights cutting through the darkness as they ventured deeper into the heart of the mystery. As Miles and Elena navigated through the winding streets of the coastal town, Miles couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at his insides like a hungry beast. He had so many questions, yet Elena remained frustratingly tight-lipped, her silence adding to the mystery that surrounded their encounter. Finally, they arrived at a quaint seaside cafe, its windows aglow with the warm light of flickering candles. Elena led Miles to a secluded corner booth where a woman sat waiting, her face obscured by the shadows. "Miles, this is Sarah Winters," Elena introduced, her voice solemn. "She's the one who hired me to find you." Miles studied Sarah's face, noting the weariness etched into her features and the haunted look in her eyes. "Why did you need to find me?" he asked, his voice low with suspicion. Sarah hesitated, her gaze darting between Miles and Elena before she spoke. "I need your help," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "My sister, Isabella, has gone missing, and I fear she's in grave danger." Miles's heart skipped a beat at her words, his mind reeling with the implications. "Why come to me?" he asked, his voice tinged with uncertainty. Sarah reached into her bag, withdrawing a crumpled piece of paper and sliding it across the table toward Miles. "Because you're the only one who can decipher this," she explained, her voice trembling with emotion. "It's a coded message that Isabella left behind before she disappeared." Miles unfolded the paper, his eyes scanning the intricate patterns and symbols that covered its surface. His heart quickened as he recognized the familiar handwriting, a handwriting he hadn't seen in years, since the death of his late wife, Doris. "Where did she get this?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Sarah shook her head, her eyes brimming with tears. "I don't know," she admitted, "but I believe it holds the key to finding her." Miles' mind whirled with possibilities as he studied the coded message, his determination solidifying like steel within him. "I'll do everything in my power to find her," he vowed, his voice filled with resolve, "no matter what it takes." And with those words, Miles embarked on a journey that would lead him into the heart of darkness, where secrets lay buried and danger lurked around every corner. But with Elena and Sarah by his side, he knew that he wouldn't have to face the darkness alone. Armed with the coded message and a newfound sense of purpose, Miles delved deeper into the mystery of Isabella's disappearance. With Elena and Sarah at his side, they combed through Isabella's belongings, searching for any clues that might shed light on her whereabouts. As they sifted through Isabella's personal effects, Miles' gaze fell upon a faded photograph tucked away in the dusty old album, a photograph of Isabella as a young girl, her smile radiant and carefree. Miles's heart clenched at the sight of the photograph, memories of his own childhood flooding his mind like a tidal wave. He remembered Isabella as a bright and spirited child, full of laughter and joy, a stark contrast to the troubled young woman she had become. "What happened to her?" Miles whispered, his voice heavy with sorrow. Sarah reached out and placed a comforting hand on his shoulder, her eyes brimming with tears. "I wish I knew," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "But whatever it is, we'll find her. Together." Determined to uncover the truth, Miles pored over the coded message, his mind racing with possibilities. He recognized patterns and symbols from his late wife Doris' work, a renowned cryptographer who had specialized in creating unbreakable codes. Could Doris somehow be connected to Isabella's disappearance? And if so, what secrets had she hidden away all those years ago? With each passing moment, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, revealing a tangled web of lies and deception that stretched back decades. And at the center of it all was Doris, a woman whose past was shrouded in mystery and whose secrets threatened to tear Miles' world apart. But Miles refused to be deterred. With Elena and Sarah by his side, he would uncover the truth, no matter where it might lead him. Armed with his newfound revelation, Miles delved deeper into Doris' past, scouring old records and dusty archives for any clues that might shed light on her mysterious disappearance. But the more he uncovered, the clearer it became that Doris' past was shrouded in secrecy, a labyrinth of half-truths and hidden agendas that seemed designed to confound and confuse. And then, just when Miles was on the verge of giving up hope, he stumbled upon a clue that changed everything. A faded newspaper article from the day of Doris' supposed death, with a cryptic message hidden in the margins. Miles's heart raced as he deciphered the message, his hands trembling with excitement. It was a coded message, a message from Doris herself, revealing the truth behind her disappearance and the shocking revelation that she was still alive. But why had Doris faked her death? And what did it have to do with Isabella? With more questions than answers, Miles knew that he had to confront Doris and demand the truth. But as he prepared to set out on his journey, he couldn't shake the feeling that danger lurked around every corner, threatening to derail his quest for answers. Miles and his companions embarked on a relentless search for clues that would lead them to Doris' hidden lair. They combed through old records, pored over maps, and interviewed anyone who might have knowledge of Doris' whereabouts. Their journey took them to the most remote corners of the coastal town, where they encountered strange and mysterious characters, each with their own secrets to hide. But despite the challenges they faced, Miles and his companions refused to give up hope. They followed every lead, no matter how small, determined to uncover the truth behind Doris' disappearance. Finally, after weeks of tireless searching, they stumbled upon a crucial piece of evidence, a cryptic message hidden in an old journal that hinted at Doris' hidden lair. With renewed determination, Miles and his companions set out to follow the clues, their journey taking them deep into the heart of the rugged wilderness surrounding the coastal town. As they navigated treacherous terrain and faced numerous obstacles along the way, their bond grew stronger, each member of the group relying on the others for support and encouragement. Finally, after days of grueling travel, they reached their destination, a secluded cottage nestled deep in the forest, its overgrown exterior a testament to years of neglect and isolation. With bated breath, Miles and his companions approached the cottage, their hearts pounding in their chests as they prepared to confront the truth that lay within. Miles stood at the threshold of Doris' secluded cottage, his heart pounding in his chest as he prepared to confront the woman he had once believed to be dead. With each passing moment, the weight of anticipation hung heavy in the air, a palpable tension that seemed to stretch on for eternity. As the door creaked open, Miles' breath caught in his throat, his eyes meeting Doris for the first time in what felt like a lifetime. But instead of the shock and disbelief he had expected, he found himself confronted with a sense of calm resolve. A quiet and Isabella, he asked, his voice hoarse with emotion. Was she in danger too? Doris nodded, her eyes brimming with tears. Yes, she admitted. That's why I had to disappear, to keep her safe. Miles's heart clenched at the thought of Isabella in harm's way, his resolve solidifying like steel within him. "We have to find her," he vowed, his voice filled with determination, no matter what it takes. As Doris and Miles embarked on their journey to find Isabella, Doris revealed the shocking truth that Isabella was not just a random victim, but her own daughter, the product of a forbidden love that had torn her life apart many years ago. Tears welled in Doris' eyes as she recounted the story of her past, a tale of love and betrayal, of secrets and sacrifice. She had hidden Isabella away to protect her from the dangerous bandits who had threatened their lives, but in doing so, she had also torn her family apart. Miles listened in stunned silence, his heart aching for the woman he loved and for her daughter he had never known. But amidst the pain and sorrow, he found a glimmer of hope, a chance to reunite their fractured family and forge a new future together. With renewed determination, Doris and Miles set out into the unknown, their hearts filled with a sense of purpose and resolve. They would find Isabella and bring her home, no matter what obstacles stood in their way. As Doris and Miles pressed on in their relentless search for Isabella, they found themselves entangled in a perilous game of cat and mouse with the very bandits who had once threatened their family's safety. Yet, undeterred by the lurking dangers, they stood firm, unwavering in their resolve to bring their daughter back to the safety of their embrace. Armed with the invaluable information provided by Miles and Doris, the police meticulously orchestrated a covert operation to infiltrate the bandits' stronghold and liberate Isabella from her captors. Cloaked in the cloak of darkness, they advanced with precision and stealth, their determination unyielding as they closed in on their elusive target. Navigating through the labyrinthine maze of concealed traps and vigilant guards shielding the secluded compound where Isabella was held captive, the police encountered obstacle after obstacle. However, fortified by their rigorous training and expertise, they pressed forward undeterred, their resolve unshaken by the looming specter of danger. With each passing moment, tension thickened in the air, electrified by the imminent confrontation awaiting them. But spurred on by the knowledge that Isabella's salvation rested solely in their hands, they pressed on with unwavering determination. Finally, reaching the heart of the compound where Isabella languished in captivity, the police launched a coordinated assault, overwhelming the bandits with their superior numbers and tactical prowess. In the ensuing chaos, Isabella was swiftly liberated from her captors, her wide eyes reflecting a mixture of fear and relief as she was whisked away to safety by the waiting police officers. But the bandits, refusing to surrender without a fight, mounted a fierce resistance, their desperation driving them to defy justice. Yet, despite their valiant efforts, they proved no match for the resolute police force, who swiftly gained the upper hand and subdued them with minimal casualties. As dawn broke over the horizon, the once impregnable compound lay in ruins, its erstwhile captors vanquished, and Isabella finally liberated from their clutches. With the shadow of the bandits lifted, Isabella could at last return home, her harrowing ordeal at an end and her future brimming with promise and possibility. Tears of joy cascaded down Doris' face as she embraced her long-lost daughter, her heart overflowing with gratitude and relief. At last, the nightmare that had plagued their family was brought to a definitive end, and they could begin to rebuild their fractured lives anew. Returning home, Doris and Miles found solace in each other's arms, their hearts buoyed by the hope of a brighter tomorrow. With unwavering courage and determination, they embraced the challenges that lay ahead, ready to forge a new path filled with love, resilience, and the promise of a happier future.